Hi, my name is Christina Dynamite. I am your conference coordinator on the board of the Oregon Holistic Nurses Association. And I'd also like to introduce Sebastian, my therapy unicorn. He's just here for support. I was tasked with writing a blog about self-care for the November blog on our website. And I decided to do it as a vlog instead, a vlog being a video blog. And I'll explain why I decided to do it that way in a minute. So I'm not only here to talk about the kind of self-care that involves massage, as wonderful as that is, or energy healing, or oils, drinking water, nutrition, sleep, stress management. All that stuff is great. Or unicorns. Therapy unicorns are also great for self-care. He never complains. But I'm here to talk about the things that we need to do to grow. And sometimes self-care is leaning into fear and doing the things that will help us grow and get unstuck. The two things I want to talk about are risk aversion and allowing people to support us. That one's really hard. So risk aversion, meaning avoiding risk, meaning not taking risks, it can cause depression and anxiety, and it can also be caused by depression and anxiety. But at some point, we need to get unstuck and do things that will help us build successes in difficult areas. I really don't want to die with regrets, or not too many regrets. And I always have a lot of areas that I wanted to grow and that I'm curious about. But like, even for example, making this vlog. We're coming upon the end of December. I've known that I had to do this for a couple of months, and then I got reminded a couple of weeks ago. And immediately I thought of making this video about risk taking. And I haven't found the courage to lean into the fear. Part of it is like worrying about perfectionism, like looking at the research. But then just like a quick Google or Google Scholar, there's so much literature out there on how risk aversion exacerbates depression. And, there's a fear of failure. There's a fear of disappointment, fear of not speaking correctly, and not knowing how to edit videos. Not getting started in my case because I want it to be perfect. And I am looking down at this outline that I just kind of struck together. So if I'm looking down, that's what I'm doing. Sometimes risk aversion might lead us to feel unfulfilled, like the job we never went for, or the person we never spoke to that we really wanted to talk to, or the vacation we never took, or even being stuck in a relationship or job and not taking the risk to be alone or to see what happens if we try something different or just walk away, right? So this video is part of me demonstrating, role modeling, leaning into taking risks. I bought like an old-fashioned Sony video camera a couple of years ago, and I have only used it other than testing videos for like the first time at the conference to like record a session. I have never used it to record a video like this, and I've had it literally for about 5 years. A month ago, or right before the conference actually, so almost a month and a half ago, I bought this thing called the selfie ring light. So I have this cool holder that clips onto a table. It's holding my phone right now. And it has like this light behind my phone that allows me to be illuminated while recording video. Because I wanted to be perfectionistic about that, right? Instead of using what I had. And as a coach, I've wanted to create content, either educational or just me soapboxing or philosophizing about different things. But I wasn't leaning into the fear of using the tools that I had. So I'm doing that today. And this is like my 5th recording. The first time I was talking, as it turns out, I wasn't actually recording and I got halfway through. So I'm starting over. But good job, self. Other things I'm doing for risk taking, I interviewed for a job today that involves a leadership position. And it wasn't quite how I envisioned. Like I hadn't thought of it as a way for helping caregivers. But it makes a lot of sense. And as it turns out, the people that I interviewed with really shared my philosophies on patient care. And it's scary. Like there's a lot of room for growth, and there's a lot of, I feel, room for failure and judgment and all that stuff. But I'm kind of looking forward to possibly having that space to grow into. So we'll see what happens. Keeping my fingers crossed. New moon wishes, new moon seeds, more of this risk taking, and willingness to lean into scary things. Willingness to lean into scary things. I also reached out to another nurse coach, and we're collaborating to put together a group coaching thing. And that's scary. That's like even scarier than coaching one-on-one. But I'm really excited. Because when I lean into this risk, I end up finding people that I vibe with. And then we can lift each other up. It's pretty awesome. The second thing that I'm doing to self-care is allowing support. And this can be really hard for us as caregivers. We are excellent at helping other people, to a fault, to the point where we get burnt out and we're incapable, or we get physical ailments, emotional ailments, mental ailments, spiritual ailments. And then we keep going and going and going until we can't anymore. And it could be hard for us if we are sick or broken in any way, or not whole or whatever, even though we're whole. But it's hard because of our egos, because of fear of being vulnerable. For me, what's coming up is a lot of shame around longstanding habits I haven't been able to change, or feeling like a burden on somebody. But we have no problem supporting someone and telling them that they're not a burden on us. Like, we know that it helps fill us. So one thing I'm doing is allowing my partner to support me in the area of time management. Um, I was not wired for good time management. And like, as a result, I've had some chronic lateness problems my whole life, which in society, that's a really big deal. And it's not that I want to be late. It's not that I'm lazy. I just really have a hard time getting going, and then I misestimate how long it takes to do things, or how long it takes to get to places. I don't always plan ahead in that area. I'm getting better at that, and once I'm in the workplace and stuff. But actually, like, getting somewhere, not my forte. So my partner, like I said, is very time aware and like meticulous about it. I just rolled my eyes. I realized I did that. She's very excellent with it, and I appreciate her meticulousness. And now I'm playing with pens. I'm totally fidgeting talking about this because it's awkward. I'm not only like working on changing this habit and feeling shame around it, but and allowing her to support me, like getting to places on time. But I'm sharing about this publicly, in a way that is recorded for posterity. So it feels very uncomfortable, and I'm noticing that uncomfortability. And like, I've wanted somebody to help me, like, relearn this habit, or learn how to have good time habits. And finally I have someone, and I'm like totally crying, like feeling humiliated, because it's embarrassing that, like, we have to plan out this stuff together, and that she's getting up early to help me get out of the house, or she's doing overnight dog care at her job, and she comes here in the morning to help me get to work on time, because she really wants me to succeed, and I want to succeed. So we're building successes, and she's calling herself my accountability buddy. And with this risk taking and this allowing someone to support me in ways that I haven't been able to show up for myself, I'm building more confidence. I'm not just feeling better by collecting easy accomplishments. Like, I've done a lot professionally in the last 3 years. But these areas that I'm working on now are really ways that are important to grow in. And they're going to create a bigger and better container than I can imagine for my future success. So that I do have a different platform from which to like take risks and fly. And it's pretty exciting. So does that mean that my mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional health are like suddenly better? No, it doesn't. My habits don't magically disappear. It takes work. But, I'm definitely getting good hits of the dopamine and the serotonin and all these other neurotransmitters. I'm building new neural pathways and allowing these vulnerabilities. I'm getting that first step over with so that I don't have to live in a world of regret. And it's exciting and it's really scary. And I'm releasing shame. Like, I've had shame around like time stuff, for example, for a while, or allowing myself to like feel embarrassed and not actually record the video. It allows shame to build. So I'm actually like releasing shame in a meaningful way, so that there's room for good stuff. And it's stuff I've been holding on to, the stuff that I'm releasing, I've been holding on to for a while. And there's less to regret because I'm leaning into this courage. So I'll end with a quote. Great things never came from comfort zones. And yeah, great ending. So I'm going to leave this on this awkward ending. I would love to have more discussions with you guys about this. Hear other ways in which you are supporting your self-care in scary ways, leaning into some growth. And that's it. Thanks for watching this, and I'll see you all around, and hopefully see you at the 2020 conference. Bye.